All right. So last time we looked at blend shapes, we had to take our mesh and we had to copy it several times to make blend shapes. So we had to copy it and then Control D and do all that to it. Well, there's a different way now in Maya, so we don't have to create all those extra blend shapes in there. The blend shapes, we can make them right on our main model now. So it's just a different way of doing it. So let's go into deform blend shape, and we're going to go into the blend shape editor. I'm sorry, this is not where we want to go. We're going into Windows animation editors. Animation editors, the shape editor. So Windows animation editors, shape editor is where we're going into. So if you'll go there, and then the shape editor comes up, and let's see if I can pull that over there. All right, and so the first thing is we want to create a blend shape. So I'm just going to click on Create Blend Shape. And, and I forgot to give it a name, but you can, you know what, let's delete this and rename it. Yeah, thank you. Well, we want all of them to have the same, well, we can do different ones. So I'm going to type in what I want this to be. So I'm going to be left, so I'll be L, let's see, left mouth corner. How about that? Left mouth, I'll just say left mouth up. How about that? Left mouth up. And, or let's see. No, this is my, I'm sorry, this is my main blend shape. So we'll just call it, I don't know, we'll call it expressions. So this is the main blend shape. And then we're going to have these targets that will be underneath our expressions here. So that's what we're doing. All right, the next thing is let's go ahead and just add a target. When we add a target to this group of blend shapes called expressions, it starts with the edit button on. So make sure that the edit button is on. If the edit button is off, or if you turn it off, then you're going to be messing up your original model here. So we don't want to mess up the original model, so leave the edit button on, and then we can go ahead and just start making some changes here. So this first one, instead of calling it G Ralph Head Basic or what Base High or whatever, we're going to be changing it. But for right now, let's go ahead and right click and let's go into vertex mode. And I'm already in my smooth mode. If you hit the B key, it'll take you into your smooth mode. And then I'm just going to grab the corner of the mouth, the left corner there, and I'm just going to pull up a little bit on that left corner of the mouth there. And so I'm just going to do one at a time. So, and you can do more if you want. You can put it however you're going to do it. But anyway. Select corner of the mouth. Maybe that other one was kind of weird looking, so I'll stick with this and pull it up a little bit more. But anyway, just do a corner of the mouth there. I might be doing too much. And then when you're done, just turn off the edit button, or go back to 0. Take your slider and make sure it goes back to its original position, and then turn off the edit button. And then you can rename this one. So this one, again, that's going to be left mouth up. So L mouth up is what I wrote for mine. All right, then I'll do the next one. I'm going to add target. Again, edit button is on, and then I'll take it and I'm going to do the right mouth corner up. And that's it. I'm just going to do this quick for the demo purposes. I'm not going to try and refine it. If I was going to turn it in for an assignment, I'd probably get really close to it, and I'd really try to make it look really good in there. So, but just for demo purposes, I'm just going to do a basic piece of it. And then it's good, so I can scrub the slider. Yeah.
When you add it, does it automatically stop editing the last one?
Yes. When you turn the edit button off, it automatically stops editing the last one. So the edit button should be gray on the first one. And then I'm going to turn, I created my right mouth corner. So I'm going to turn off the edit button. I'm going to rename it. And so this is how you'll go now with mouth up. And then make sure you can scrub your slider, make sure, see what it looks like, see what it does. So I've got a little bit of an awkward smile there. But you're going to do this for all of your blend shapes now. So instead of making all of those copies, the duplicates, and having it on there, now we have all of we can just do it right here in the base model. So this is a new tool that Maya put in there just a couple versions ago. And so, but they did leave the original shape editor in there, so which is why we used it, because you might need that one for something and you might use this one for something. So
remember how I was telling you in the hall I was going to show you why Blender was better for shape keys? It's because it has something near identical to this.
Yeah, they all kind of share. When one 3D program comes out with something, then the others follow along.
Yeah, now this actually seems bearable for editing shape keys to me because it's so similar to what I'm used to now.
Okay, good. So we're going to add a target, and I can do mouth. Now I'll do mouth down. So I might want to do one side mouth down. And anyway, you'll make all your targets this way. Just remember to turn the edit button on and off. If you edit it without turning the red button on, you're going to edit the original mesh, and you don't want to do that. Also be aware that the B key, when you're doing it, the B key toggles on and off your soft select mode. Yeah.
This is just something that I'll let you finish your statement.
No, go ahead.
This just might be helpful to some people. If you go to the toolbox, they're in the soft selection tools. You can change how it finds those other ones. So you can change it to where instead of grabbing within a sphere, it grabs within like a surface radius instead.
Oh, nice.
So like under soft selection above mesh.
Yep.
Where it says volume.
Yeah, surface global object. Yeah. And so.
That's just helped me a couple of times.
Oh, good. Okay. So yeah, the soft select here. Another thing I was going to tell you is that you can adjust where B turns soft select on and off. B also, if you hold B down, if you're thinking, well, that's not enough of a circle or an area for me, if you hold the B key down and then left mouse click right and left, it will increase or decrease the size of your brush that you're brushing with. So on the fly, you can make changes determining. So if I'm doing, let's say I want to do left mouth down now. So here's the left side of the mouth, and I pull it down, or if I don't like that and it's not enough area, I hold the B key and I can click and drag a larger area or a smaller area of it. So that looks terrible, so I need a larger area of it. So I'm going to hold B and increase the area, and then I can pull it down more. Oh, and I don't have my edit button on, so look at that. Edit button all the way. Oh, wait a minute. I already did this one. What is that? Right mouth down. Turn that off. Right mouth down. Add target, and then I can do the left mouth down as well. So let's go ahead and try that over here in your soft select. If you go into your modeling toolkit and then select, instead of volume, if you select surface, it gives you different areas that it grabs on there. And again, you can still resize your brush by holding B down. And so this time I'll take and move my left mouth down. All right, I'm going to try some of these other ones. Try global. that gives me not a bad pull. Global. And what about object? Ooh, does the whole thing. Definitely don't want the whole thing. So play around with those, see what you like. Left mouth down, I'm done, edit, and then rename it.
So how many shape keys do we need, or blend shapes do we need for this assignment?
Yeah, 16 would be good, I think is what I said initially. And so if you, let's see, I have the Ralph head, let's see, that's the hierarchy. This picture right here, facial blend shapes example, there are 16 right here. And so it shows you the mouth shapes, all the different mouth shapes, the eyebrow shapes. There's a blinking eye left, blinking eye right, mouth open, upper lip, mouth open, lower lip, then a pucker over here, pucker on the left, pucker on the right, and some more eyebrow ones. There's 4 eyebrow ones over here, and then some mouth ones that are over here. So these initial, these 16 shapes right here are what we're working for. And that is, again, that's in Teams under facial blend shape example. And then these give you the different looks of the joints and of the controllers that you'll be putting together. And then this is the hierarchy for the joints and the controls all together. So, and so that's all just one big hierarchy that you can see from there. So you can make more than the 16, but the 16 are the basic ones that you want. Like I showed on Tuesday how you can scrunch the eyebrows together. So I have an eyebrow controller, so I'm going to go add a target, and I'm going to scale the eyebrows in like that. And maybe I'll even do it down here a little bit more. Scale in the eyebrows. And so now I've got an eyebrow, an angry eyebrow. And for this one, I'm not gonna take the eyebrows down for this one, because I'm going to create a different controller that's going to bring the eyebrow down on each side. So I'll have a left eyebrow down, a right eyebrow down, and then I'll also have left eyebrow up, right eyebrow up. So done editing, go back. So this will be my eyebrow, what do I call it? Squint? How about angry eyebrows? Angry eyebrows. There we go. So, but 16 are the ones you've got to make for the assignment, but you can add some to that if you want. You can even reshape, if you just want to have some fun with things, you can reshape ears to have like Spock ears. So if you wanted to do that, you can grab some and pull the ears up and probably up and out. Make them, ooh, I did it without creating a new target. Add a new target, take it, grab some ear points. Let's see how that looks in perspective view. So still need to make it more pointy in back. I said Spock ears, but they could be Vulcan ears, right? So Vulcan ears. All right. So anyway, this is a different way to do it where I've got my shape editor all right in here. Now what if I want to go back? One of the good things about this is, what if I want to go back and edit one of these expressions? If I didn't like the way it looked after I got it all done, or my animator comes up to me and says, hey, can you work on this mouth expression? I didn't like the left mouth up. It's kind of funky looking. It's got a little bit of a curve there. Well, I can change that now. What if I deleted my other expressions doing it the other way? This way, I don't have to worry about deleting them because there won't be any there to delete. I can just go back into my edit. Make sure that you go all the way over to 1.0, click the edit button, and now I can go back and I can re-edit these things. And so I might crank my brush down and see about, I should do this though in my, I should do this in my front viewport just to make sure. And so if I don't like the way that looks, I can adjust it a little bit. Pull those up. And so just play around with it a little bit and get a little bit of a better mouth shape on there. If I didn't like, or my animator didn't like, or my lead rigger didn't like it, or somebody didn't like it, now I've changed it and it looks good. Turn that off. What about right mouth up? Same thing, I get that little corner there. How does it look if they're smiling? So I kind of like the one I changed here on the left a little bit better. So I should change the one on the right as well. So, but anyway, you can go back and edit these once you've made them. Just remember to turn your edit button on and off. So, all right. Let me pause. 6. Okay. Let's go ahead and create a controller. So we'll go into curves and just create a NURB circle. I'm going to pull it up a little bit, and then drag it out on the Z-axis. You may have to go to channel box and type in like 4, and then rotate it on the X-axis. If you're using the same viewport I'm using, I'll just rotate it 90 on the X-axis there. So it's pretty much right in front of the player. You can put it wherever you want to put it right there, but that's going to be our controller. And let's put it down just a little bit lower right here. We'll start it a little bit lower. And this is going to be our single slider looking controller. It's going to go up and down. And let's see, we don't want to... All right. Let's call this our face control. Let's go ahead. This will be our face controller. So just name it face_CNTRL. Face control. And then here in our channel box, let's go ahead and click on Edit. And we're going to edit, add an attribute. And name the attribute the same that you've got in your expressions over here, so that if I have L mouth up, I'm gonna L_mouth_ up. So it should be connected there. And then the minimum 0, and I'll just do 0 to 1 and add that. And then I'll add all of these. So go ahead and add, you can do just a few of them just for the demo. And then I'll do R_mouth_ up, 0 to 1. R_mouth_ down. And then left_mouth_ down, 0 to 1. And then angry eyebrows, 0 to 1, and then my Vulcan ears. Just something to have fun with. Then say OK. All right, so once you have all of those attributes over here in your attribute editor, now keep in mind these attributes are on my control circle here, my face control. They're not on the actual object itself. So now we're going to go into our, let's go ahead and select our main character here. And we're going to open up our node editor. So we'll go into animation, let's see, Windows, and the node editor. So Windows node editor.
Are you still recording, by the way?
What's that?
Are you still recording this, by the way?
Yes, I am. Yeah, still recording. All right. So you can see I've got a lot of stuff here. I'm going to close my shape editor because it's kind of in the way. Whoops. I guess that's okay. I'm going to break it free. All right, so I've got my node editor open here. And you can see there's a lot going on in my node editor. And I've got, if you'll notice though, I've got my base head here, the G. Ralph head base high. That's the thing that's selected, and it's in green here. And then I've got my shapes, my right eye, what's going on? Oh, okay. I do have shapes over here as well. And so, but I've also got my, I've got all my objects in here, so that looks good. Let's keep going on. So we're going to select this. If it's not already added, select the head, and then you can say this little plus sign right up here where it says Add Selected Nodes to Graph. And so if yours didn't come up, or if you opened up your node editor without having the head selected, go ahead and do that so it's in there. And then let's, with this, and you middle mouse click to move the desk around here, the desktop. And then you might want to pull it free a little bit up there. Get it to where you can see it. And if you'll notice, there's 3 little bars here on the right hand side. You can click these bars to see what's in there. And currently, I've got my transforms here on the left, visibility, and then I've got these pieces down here on the right-hand side. But I don't see my connections coming out here. So what we can do is with your base head selected here, up here where the 2 arrows are, it says Input and Output Connections. Click on that. And then it shows you the input and output connections coming in for the base head. And so I'm going to roll these back up because I've already got I've got it coming over here. So let me see if I can expand this a little bit. All right, so you can see the expressions we created right here are connected into the base head. All right, so we're going to select this expressions. I'm going to roll that out, the expressions, and then what we're looking for is the expressions we created. I don't see them, so we're going to come down here and we're going to click on the plus sign by weight, and then you'll see all the different expressions that you just created down here. Okay? So the cool thing about this is that you see there's inputs going into the expressions, but there's also outputs. So these are the expressions that we created in there, and now I want to connect these. So let's get our we don't have our face control in there yet. So now I'll select my face controller, and once again, I'm running out of space here because I can't use my 2 monitors to show you all this stuff. You can only see my 1 monitor. But if I click here again, add selected nodes to graph, I selected my circle, that's the face controller, and then I'm going to add it in here. There's my face controller, and let's do the same thing with my face controller, is that I'm going to add input and output connections. Oh, I lost my other one. Let's select the head. I think I just need to unroll those instead. So select the head, add it to your scene, do the input and output connections. You see your expressions, unroll your expressions, wait, whoops, the plus sign, and then I need to add, select my circle, add it, add selected node to graph, and then I'm going to unroll these pieces here. All right, so I have my face control. Let's see, we're actually going to put face control, face control on the left of expressions. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit here so you can see better. So I put my face control to the left of expressions because remember we did the blend shapes on the head, and so now we're going to take this control, but we want the controller here. So the controller, we're going to hook up angry eyes. Notice that even though it puts them, it's here how I created them under expressions, it put them in alphabetical order over here in my face controller. It put them in alphabetical order. So now I'll just take these and hook them up accordingly. So angry eyebrows to angry eyebrows, left mouth down to my left mouth up, to my right mouth down, right mouth up, and then, oops, and then my Vulcan ears. So I've made all my connections. It doesn't matter that they're straight across as long as the connections are correct. So using this node editor now, I've connected these. So let's see where everything looks good. And let's go ahead and take a look. So I'm going to minimize that. And so now with my face control selected, I should be able to take my mouth up and select them. So now they're connected. So what I did was I took, because remember we did the initial blend shapes on the head, but those blend shapes aren't showing up here as an attribute. They're down here as an input. So I can also have them in this way. Notice that they're yellow here. That means that we connected them in the node editor. That means that they're connected to something here in the node editor, and we connected them right here to the face control. So the face control and expressions are connected. We see that here in our inputs. Because we didn't have them in attributes here, we needed to create our circle, our face control, so that we could use it as attributes here, so that I can have attributes in there in order to use them here in the viewport. And that's how you'll set it up so that you can create your expressions here. Now these are the expression controllers. They're not the actual expressions themselves. So what if I wanted to have some expressions? I could go and do something more. So I'm going to create, this time I'll create another shape, And this one I'll put above the head. And once again, I'm going to rotate it on the x-axis 90 degrees. And you can do whatever you want to it, but this one I'm going to call, I'll just call this one my, let's see, we called the other one expressions. I guess let's call this one emotions. How about that? So this will be my emotions. So now I'll take my emotions, and in my emotions, I want to edit, I want to create emotions based on the attributes that I had. So here I'm going to edit attribute, and I might call it happy. And again, take it from 0 to 1, add, and then I'll add another one and I'll call it sad. And go from 0 to 1, and I'll add another one, angry. And that's probably good for now. Angry from 0 to 1, and then say okay. So I've got 3 of them in here that I put in here. These are my emotions: happy, sad, angry. And so now what I'll do is I want to key these. I can use my set driven key so that I can, because remember in here I can't use the inputs for my set driven key, which is why we have to get them into be attributes. Okay? So that's the purpose we're doing this, is I can't use my set driven key with these attributes, which is why we put them on the circle now that they're attributes, but they're driven by the inputs from the other one. And now we're going to create our all right. I don't like it when it does that. There we go. All right, so I've got my emotions, and so I've got attributes here now. So now I can go ahead, and remember I want the driver, so this emotions box is going to be the driver, and so now I will go ahead and go into key, set driven key. Where's my set driven key? And click on set. So key, set driven key, set. My driver is going to be the emotions, and I want the happy. What do I want it to drive? I want it to drive my circle here. So I'm going to load that as the driven. Oh yeah, the driven. I always forget the driven is the thing that's first. And then my driver is going to be my emotions square. So the way I'm getting that is if you click on NURBS, if you click on a NURBS box, it only selects the side. You have to press your up arrow key to get to the actual object. So now I'm going to key happy with mouth up. The driven are going to be mouth up and on both sides. Left mouth up, right mouth up. So I think I can hold, there we go, hold control and to select multiple driven attributes, and I'm going to key them where they are at the beginning, set the key, and then with happy, I'm going to take happy all the way to 1. I will select my face control, and I'll take mouth up to 1 on the left, take mouth up on the right, and then I'm going to key them again. Key them again. So now when I go back to my emotions and I go into happy, now I can control my expressions here. All right, let's do sad, or whatever you did. If you didn't do the same expressions I did, do whichever ones you have. So now I'll do sad, but this time I'm going to key right mouth down and left mouth down, and they're both at 0, so I'll key them, and then I will take both of them to 1, select that, down, down, both of those to 1, and then I will key those there. All right, so I got them all. Oh, I didn't put the eyebrow one in my face control, so I can't do angry, but and I haven't done any eyebrows yet. Eyebrows help with the angry, so, but I did the three expressions here. So, so anyway, so now we see sad. And that's how you get to use set-driven key for having attributes within a controller there. So, all right. So we're connecting the head blend shapes to a face control attributes using the node editor, and then we take the attributes from the face control and connected it to an emotions, whatever you want to call it, expressions, facial, whatever, connected it to that so I can have my actual facial expressions specifically here. Now I could have just taken them and added those to my face control here, but usually my face control is going to have a lot of attributes all the way down, because think about it, we're going to make 16 of them and more if you want. So I could have like 20, 24 attributes all here, down there, and it would be a lot of hassle probably if I knew what specific emotions I wanted to have based on those. But if I want to go back, I can always make more. What if I want the left mouth up, but I want the right mouth down? And so now I've got some really weird looking, mouth expression, but then the eyebrows would go with it and all of that. So, all right, any questions about that?
Can we use this whole thing with the other method as well?
Yeah, you sure can. Absolutely. The only thing we did that was different was using the BlendshapeEditor this time, which is in Windows, Animation Editors, Shape Editor. We just used this instead of using blend shapes. So instead of coming down here and using this blend shape right here. So anyway, so we just use this one. Wait a minute, is that the right one? Where's blend shape? Up here, I'm sorry. This one right here. So we just use the blend shape editor instead of blend shape options. So, but yeah, you can do the same thing. Once you make your blend shapes, then, and if you made them that way, I can't remember if they'll show up in here or not in the blend shape editor.
They did.
They did show up?
Yes.
Okay. So they'll show up here in the blend shape editor. But I think the color changes, doesn't it? It's like, is it green instead of orange?
I don't know, I believe
Okay. Okay. So it may show up differently there.
Yeah.
But anyway. So, yeah.
Two questions. First, are blend shapes exportable to Unreal?
Yes.
Yeah, I believe they are.
They're called morph targets in Unreal.
Okay. And also, will the node-based editing, is it written down or is it a video somewhere?
I just made a video. So everything I just showed you, in fact, I'm still recording. So I'm going to go ahead and stop recording.